My name is Mia, and ever since I was a child, I've always been fascinated by forgotten places, abandoned by time, there's something about the stories these old structures hold that draws me in, like a mystery waiting to be uncovered. For years, I've explored old factories, abandoned hospitals, and houses no one dared to enter anymore. That's how I first heard about the Holloway House, an imposing mansion hidden deep in the forest, notorious for tragic events that took place there. No one ever went near it, not even the residents of the closest town. I knew I had to visit it. The house had been abandoned for decades, and the few stories circulating about it claimed that its last inhabitants mysteriously disappeared. Others spoke of strange noises coming from within the house, whispers and footsteps. Of course, I'd heard similar rumors before, and I wasn't easily scared. So, on a sunny weekend, I decided it was the perfect time to check it out. The walk through the forest was peaceful. The sound of birds and the wind rustling through the trees almost made me forget what I was about to encounter. When I finally saw the house, I understood why everyone avoided talking about it. The mansion was huge, its facade worn by time, with broken windows and slightly ajar doors, as if someone had left in a hurry and never returned. The air around it felt colder, as though the warmth of the sun had forgotten that space. With my flashlight in hand and my heart racing with excitement, I entered the house. The first room I came across was the entrance hall, covered in dust and filled with old furniture, as if nothing had been touched in years. But something made me uneasy. There were marks on the floor, as if furniture had been dragged recently. I decided to ignore it and continue exploring. As I walked through the hallways, I realized the house was much larger inside than it appeared from the outside. Every room seemed to hold a story. Old books were scattered across the floor of the library, and the smell of mold and aged wood filled the air. But what really caught my attention was a portrait on the wall in the main hall. The painting depicted a family, a father, a mother, and two small children. All of them had blank, lifeless expressions. The plaque below the painting read, "Holloway Family, 1924. It was impossible not to feel a chill run down my spine. I decided to climb the stairs to see the upper floor. As I stepped on each creaky stair, the sound echoed through the silent house. When I reached the top, I felt a presence. Something was watching me. I looked back, but no one was there. I took a deep breath and continued. In the upstairs hallway, I found a room that seemed untouched. The walls were covered in old wallpaper with faded floral patterns. In the center of the room was a canopy bed, and beside it, an old wooden chest. Curious, I walked over and opened the lid. Inside, I found old clothes, as if they had been hastily packed away. And then, at the bottom, I saw something that made me freeze, a porcelain doll with large, glassy eyes staring back at me. Suddenly, I heard a muffled sound behind me, like something had fallen. I quickly turned around, but the room was empty. Fear started to creep in. I grabbed the doll, and just as I was about to put it back in the chest, I heard light footsteps coming from the hallway. My heart raced. Is someone there? I called out, trying not to sound scared. There was no answer. Unsure of what to expect, I decided to leave the room and head back downstairs. But as I passed the portrait of the Holloway family again, I noticed something strange. The children's eyes seemed to be following me, as if they were alive. The feeling of being watched intensified, and the air around me felt heavier. I hurried down the stairs, but before I could reach the front door, something stopped me. A figure appeared in front of me, a woman in an old-fashioned dress, with disheveled hair. Her eyes were vacant, and her skin looked translucent. She stared at me for a moment before disappearing right before my eyes. I tried to run, but the doors were locked, and the windows seemed unbreakable. The house wouldn't let me leave. I started hearing whispers all around me, words I couldn't understand, as if multiple voices were trying to speak to me at once. Suddenly, I felt a cold hand on my shoulder. I screamed and turned around, but no one was there. Panic set in, and I frantically searched for a way out. When I finally found a window that seemed unlocked, I forced it open and managed to escape the house. I ran through the forest without looking back, the sound of the whispers still echoing in my mind. I never went back to that house. But even now, I sometimes feel like I'm being watched. As if the secrets of Holloway House followed me, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. If you enjoyed this chilling story, be sure to subscribe to the Dark Mysteries channel for more eerie and intriguing tales. Don't forget to like and share.